Welcome to Bramble. This will be a full walkthrough of how to get started with us, from setting up your account to delivering your live online session and then on to your recordings and smart search. So first of all you need to be able to set up is a computer, a working microphone, good internet connection, and the Google Chrome browser. Now, if you're using an iPad or an iPhone, make sure you're using Safari, but every other device you'll need Google Chrome. So if you're an independent tutor or organisation looking to get started with us, all you have to do is head to our website, bramble.io, and click Get Started to input all of your details and register. Now, if you're an agency tutor, just make sure you wait for your organisation to send you an invite link first. Once you've clicked on that link, you can then register your account through them. Once you've created your account, your homepage will look something like this, although you might not have any sessions on it yet. So what you can do is you can click on this drop-down menu and you'll see all your different options. Let's head to your rooms page first, as your room is the most important bit. This is where all your lessons happen. You can think of it like a classroom in real life. Now, in the Bramble sense, your room is a unique web link which you share with your student. It's really simple, just one-click access, so no need to download or install anything. So to create a new room, all you have to do is click on this button here. Now, if you are part of an organisation, you might see a drop-down menu just above the room name here. So just make sure you pick the right organisation that you want that specific room to be registered through. For your room name, we recommend using your student's name, as we always advise using one room per student. That means if you do have any back-to-back sessions with different students, it reduces the risk of them clashing with each other. And it's also just a really handy way to keep on top of your different students. So once you've inputted their name, you can then click Next, and that room link will be generated for you, and it will look something like this. Now, all you have to do is copy that link and then send it in an email or direct message straight to your student. Once your student clicks on that link, they will then be able to input their email address and enter the room with you. Then all you have to do is open your room. You'll notice that your email address has already been saved. Then just test your speakers. Simply click on the animal that you can hear. You can also choose to join without voice if you so wish, if you're doing a test session on your own or you're connecting with a secondary device and don't want to get audio feedback. So you can just click Join Without Voice in the speaker test. Otherwise, you'll be asked to check your microphone. You can check your microphone has been allowed on your browser by clicking on this little padlock. Then the circle should illuminate and you can get started. You'll then be loaded into your room, and this is where it all happens. You'll be faced with the first page of your notebook. Now, think of your notebook as replicating a stack of papers you'd work on in real life. So you can move pages using the forward and backward arrows. Now, any work you do on the page can be seen immediately in real time by everyone else in the room with you. Now, this should mean that your lesson flows seamlessly, exactly how it would as if you were just sitting next to them in person. And what we've tried to do at Bramble is give you access to the same tools as you would have offline, whilst keeping everything very simple and fast. So let's say we wanted to look at some cell biology, for example. I can upload a diagram by clicking on this upload icon and choosing From Device. I can then choose what I want to upload onto the page. You can upload any PDF or image file, so I'm uploading this cell diagram here. You can also drag and drop resources straight from the file onto your computer, onto the Bramble page, and you can choose resources from previous sessions you've already used. And you can also just copy and paste directly from the web or take screenshots. Now, I really highly recommend you watch our video on screenshots so you can learn how to do that. Okay, so going back to that cell diagram, if I wanted to annotate it, I can use this pen function here. You can see I've already got the pen selected, so I can circle the mitochondria. If I click on that pen, it will turn into an eraser, so I can rub that circle out. And then if I click on it once more, it will turn to text, so I can add a text label. Then I can click again to draw an arrow. Now, next to the pen icon, we've got the colour droplet, which works in much the same way. You just cycle through the different colours. We have 4 available for you there. Now, jumping on to the other side of the toolbar, we've got undo and redo, which do exactly what they say on the tin. So with the combination of these simple functions, you should be able to teach almost anything. Okay, so let's take a look at the last few tools. Here we've got your webcam and snapshot option. So I click it once and it will give me my options. If I want to take a snapshot, I just hold my resource up to the camera, get it in line to then take a picture, and it will be uploaded straight onto the page. Now, this is really useful when teaching younger students if they're doing handwriting or drawing outside of their online device. You can also use webcam. You can use webcam as little or as much as you want. Some tutors like to use it at the beginning and end of the session to say hi and bye. Others like to focus completely on the notebook. Finally, over here we have the export button. Now this clears the notebook and sends everyone present in the room a PDF copy of the saved work. If you click on this question mark over here, you can see the lesson information. So you can see when the lesson started, how long it's been going on for, who's in the lesson with you, and how many pages your notebook holds. Now we recommend keeping your notebook below 100 pages, so do make sure you use that export button to keep your notebook pages down. However, you can leave material in the room if you so wish. All you have to do is click off the room without exporting it. Then when you next enter that same room, it will be found exactly how you left it. The PDF link is one record of the session. The other is the full session recording. Now this will appear immediately on the sessions page of your account. Each card you see here represents a single session and shows you the lesson information, including the date, time, session number, and the email address of each participant. The synopsis you see here is generated according to the most discussed term in the session. So it means at a glance, both tutor and student can see what that particular session was about and what was discussed. And it also reminds the student of the extensive content they have learned. Now, our new smart technology should automatically assign your session a subject, but you can also choose your own here, or you can change this if you so wish. Now, this word count next to your name is actually really useful as it shows you how active you've been in the session. And it's particularly good for tutors to be able to see how active and engaged their students have been and look for ways to improve this if need be. If you just want to see the visual material of a lesson, so say for example this English literature session down here, you can view and download a PDF copy of the work covered by just clicking on this little PDF icon here. It will then open up for you in a new tab. You can play back your full recording by clicking on this little play button here, and it will start from as soon as your lesson begins.
Postmodernist literature contains a broad range of concepts and ideas that include responses to modernism, so what we saw in the last slide, responses to technological advances. Obviously, this was starting to happen.
We've introduced smart playback, which is symbolised by this brain icon. When enabled, it detects any silences or pauses in recordings and skips through them without missing any of the content on screen. You can click on it again to disable it if you so wish. You can also speed up and slow down the recorded voice. Lesson recordings are a great addition to the tutoring experience, but they're not enough on their own. Realistically, no student is going to go and listen back to every single recording all the way through. So we need to find a way of interrogating these recordings to find the specific concepts that want to be reviewed at any given time. Now, this is where Bramble's smart search technology comes in. So you can do this by heading to your library page and typing in a search term to find out how many times a given concept has been discussed in your sessions. On the right-hand side over here, you can see the modality of what you're searching across. So you can choose to search within spoken word, typed text, shared resources, or all three. Guided autocomplete makes it easy for you to explore and find different concepts. You can either click on the highlighted section of the lesson you want to listen back to, or you can choose a specific resource relating to that subject. Clicking on a result jumps straight into the recordings at the perfect point of that term being discussed.
In the cell called the ribosome that the protein is made. So in order for the DNA to get from the nucleus to the ribosome, it has to transport. The way it does that, the way the cell does that is by turning DNA into RNA. and then the ribosome comes along. And
if you want to find out more information about how to use Bramble, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch our more specific walkthrough videos there. You can also go to our help centre at bramble.io.